Thank you, Dr. Pry. Good morning.
Good morning.
See, now I know I'm in a room full of educators because they know how to respond right away. When we go to other places and we say good morning to people, so a lot of times they just kind of stare at you right back. So first want to thank you for being here today and spending some time with us and engaging in professional learning and making sure that we understand the power and the impact and the importance of the work that we're going to be engaged in. When we look at why are we investing in literacy and why are we investing in those early years, for far too long, when we see kind of our kindergarten readiness rates and when we see our third grade kind of proficiency rates, students reading at or above grade level in third grade, I think collectively we would all feel that we can get a lot better outcomes from our students. And if we invest in the right inputs, we're going to see better outcomes in those outputs when we look at how students perform on those standardized assessments. So I know Governor Sanders and her vision in implementing LearNs has a large emphasis on building those foundational years of literacy. And that's what we're going to be engaged with your roles in supporting the work that you're doing. Having the courage to lead is something that I always have respect for, people that are willing to come out of their comfort zone and engage in those kind of critical conversations and those instructional rounds and be able to provide feedback and support and coaching to our teachers and leaders all through the state. This isn't easy work, it's hard work, but I know that you're up to the task or you wouldn't be sitting here. And I know our team at the department, our agency, stands ready to support each one of you in these endeavors. I like to look at a lot of the statistics, and a lot of you have already been in your schools and walking the halls in the classrooms, and I read somewhere that about 1 in 3 students in the state attend a D or an F school. So when we look at the impact of where we're going to double down our emphasis in our resources, I am confident in your skills and ability to move those needles and move those metrics. So I'm excited to spend some time with you here this morning and talking about the work and how we're getting some of these systems aligned. But I think more importantly, I'm more excited to introduce our 47th governor of the great state of Arkansas, who's really, really passionate about improving learning in this space and really helped work with us on setting the vision of why we're going to engage in this work and making sure that we have the tools, talent, and resources to make that happen. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome Governor Sanders.
Good morning. Good morning. You're right, it is so much better. You know, most of the groups that we speak to, it's like, oh, nobody says anything when you first get up there. So this is way better. I love speaking in front of teachers, not just because you say good morning, but more importantly, because of the work that you do. I am so excited to be in this room this morning because I know what a difference the people in this room are going to make. It is absolutely imperative for students across our state to have access to good quality education. And I know firsthand the difference that having a really good teacher makes, both as a student. When I was in college, I will never forget one of the most impactful people in my entire life was one of my professors. His name was Bill Downs, Dr. Downs, and he was notorious for crushing people's dreams. And I was a very arrogant freshman, and I thought, you know what, some people may crumble under Dr. Downs, but I'm ready to show him just how smart I am. So I went in, I registered for an upper level communications class, thought I was really going to impress Dr. Downs. And I went into that class. Our first big assignment was about a 25 page paper. And I could not wait to turn my paper in so that he could see just how lucky he was to have me as a student. And I rushed through, I turned that paper in, and the next time I'm in his class, he asked me to stay after. And I was like, oh, he was so impressed. He wants to tell me in person what a great job I did. So I go in and he says, this is the worst trash I've ever seen. And it had red marks just from front to back. He said, this is embarrassing. You are capable of doing better. And he said, because I know you're capable of doing better, I'm going to give it back to you and I'm going to give you a second chance. He said, but if you ever turn anything like this in my classroom again, you won't be able to grace the door. And I was like, wow. Okay, so he put me in my place very quickly. I worked extremely hard. I got an A on that paper when I turned it in the second time, and I took every single class that he offered because I knew that he would make me better. I knew he would challenge me, he would push me and force me to step up. and meet the expectations that he was laying out for me. When we challenge students, when we push them, and when we raise the bar instead of lower it, they're going to meet it, because kids are absolutely resilient and amazing, and each kid is capable of learning when given access to the right tools, the right resources, and frankly, the right teacher. And I know the difference that individuals like you can make in individual students' lives, because my own daughter went through a program very similar. When she was in kindergarten, we were living in Northern Virginia, just outside of DC, and her teacher noticed that she was missing a couple of important markers when it came to reading. And she had been trained in the science of reading. She had been a reading specialist prior to being a kindergarten teacher, and she called and said, I think if your daughter will spend 30 minutes each day for the next couple of weeks meeting with the reading specialist here at the school, it will really help her fix some of these places and put her on a great path and give her a really solid foundation. So we did that, and now my daughter's in 6th grade and reads at an 8th grade reading level. Had she not had somebody looking for certain things, know what to find, help correct them, and put her on that path, I don't know what kind of foundation she would have had. As a parent, I didn't know what to look for. And I feel like I'm pretty engaged on top of it, but I still would have missed those things. So having people like you that can come alongside our students, help catch them up or correct those things, doesn't just make a quick change in their life. It is setting a long-term foundation that will literally change their future. The work that you are doing is going to truly transform the state of Arkansas for the better, because we know that there's almost no greater indicator for a child's long-term success than their ability to read. And so the work that you're doing, helping give kids the tools they need, the resources, the training, and the teachers that you'll be working alongside, you are going to help put those kids on a lifetime path to success. And we are so thankful for the work you're doing. We are so grateful for your willingness to be here today and to be alongside our teachers and students all over the state of Arkansas. I think this will be one of the single most important factors to success for Arkansas Learns are those of you in this room. So no pressure, but we're all kind of counting on you. So I'm taking note of the faces, so if things don't move, we're coming back to you. But just like our kids, we wouldn't set that bar so high, we wouldn't set that expectation so high if we didn't know you were capable of rising to that moment. I'm 100% confident that the people in this room are going to be the ones that deliver our students with game-changing results. I know they're capable of it, I know you're capable of it, and I look forward to celebrating their successes and yours together. So thank you so much for being here and for the work that you guys do every single day. Thank y'all.